Most kids will have to deal with this itchy problem at some point, head lice. In this week's Your Community Health, WENY's Renata Steele talks with a pediatrician about the tiny bug and how to treat it if it invades your home.
And welcome to this week's edition of Your Community Health. We are talking about head lice this week. I've got pediatrician here, Dr. Jeffrey Gardner. This is something that no parent wants to have their child come home from school or daycare with. It is head lice, but it does happen. How does it happen?
Well, head lice, or the louse, which is the singular term, it's a small wingless insect. It's an exclusively human parasite, and it is carried from person to person to person. It is usually spread by contact, and usually by contact with an infected person's clothing, mostly things, of course, that are logical, that would be in contact with one's head. So it can be, especially in the cooler weather months when people are wearing coats and hats. They may also, from infected combs and brushes, you can well imagine, they may also harbor the head lice as well.
And now, how long from the time that a child contracts head lice, how long can these bugs live?
They can live on the scalp up to 30 days. However, off the scalp, usually within 2 days they die.
Okay, and now what is the best form of treatment to get the nits out of the hair and to eradicate the lice themselves?
Well, obviously the best form of treatment is prevention, which is very, very difficult because it's so common. 1 in 10 children will contract head lice at some point. Personally, from what I see, I think it's more than that. As far as treatment goes, what's important is rapid treatment, and treat the affected child and treat any other family members that may be affected. It is also important to treat their clothing and their bedding and anything else that may be in contact with the child's head. They're either replacing or boiling and sterilizing combs and brushes, etc. The most commonly available treatments that are out there is a preparation that is called RID, and various store names that go along with it. The generics are just as good, and these are a particular chemical called pyrethrins, and they can be used from age 2 and upward. Follow the directions on the label. It is helpful. There's usually a supplied nit comb. The nits are the eggs, which are very, very small. The lice themselves are about the size of a sesame seed, and if you look closely, you can see them move, which is kind of nasty to think about. And we recommend retreatment in 7 to 10 days.
Okay. All right, all very good to know. Thank you, Dr. Gardner, and thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Your Community Health on WENY News.